What's cracking, everybody? Money Smart Guy Matt Sapaula here, hailing to you from Addison, Texas, a direct suburb of downtown Dallas, Texas. And welcome to 2022. My guest today is none other than first generation, actually my co-host today, not my guest, my co-host today is none other than first generation cash flow millionaire by way of El Salvador, out of Houston, Texas. Rodolfo Vargas here in episode 33. So it's just Rodolfo and I today. We're just going to be chopping it up here about what we can do to help you. Ooh, that rhymes. What we can do to help you in 2022. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Rodolfo.
Tell me.
Are you back from the deep freeze?
I am back from the deep freeze, but not in Montana, where we were 2 weeks ago. In Dallas. Man, it was so cold in Dallas.
You thought it was so cold. It's 30 degrees.
Yes, we had it, what we call for everybody, we call it MD kickoff. So that's what we call it, okay? Basically what it is the main brokers, we had qualifications that were not all of them, main players we met in Dallas. Man, they was on fire. There was some fire. Everybody was excited about it. Matt, they were excited.
Very excited.
Your team was on fire. You saw their teams. Our team was on fire. Yep. And there's gonna be some crazy competition in 2022.
Bro, you know who's really on fire? I mean, by the way, at the after party, he like cornered me.
Get out of here.
Oh, he cornered me.
Who?
Is your man, George Palayo.
Get out of here. Really?
Bro, he looked me straight in the eye and he says, Matt, you said something that there's an area that we couldn't compete with you. And he says, and I wanted to let you know, I took the person, not like person, because, we have a relationship, but I took that comment personally. And I want you to know, I'm after you. I'm after you. And, listen, I said, bro, I don't remember what I said, but if it motivates you, moves you, with more power to you, man. Let's get after this. Let's go crush in 22.
If somebody's listening to us, have George Pelayo to jump into the comments.
Yes.
Right? Maybe. Well, but let me put it to you like this. They was on fire. I mean, people are listening to us, whether you're from the company or not the company. George Pelayo, he runs an organization called Unity. So I'm part of his team. Matt Sapaula and Sheena Sapaula run an organization called Money Smart Movement, okay, MSM. Yep. And then we have TGA, the Great Awakenings with Jose Marlin. It was fire, man. Also with Ricky, with the Hearts, with Marroquin. Marroquin was calling out some people. So MD Kickoff. Okay, if you were there, I wish more people would have been there, but they need to become brokers, marketing directors, owners of agencies. And they was on fire.
It's a special reason what makes PHP. Everybody thinks that we just sell life insurance, which is true. We do sell life insurance. We have a sales force of national life insurance agents from coast to coast, and they are building agencies in their respective markets. And what makes us special is our culture. What makes us special is our environment. What makes us special is that behind closed doors, we're the best of friends. But when it comes
what would you tell? What's your biggest takeaway? Biggest takeaway from the event?
My biggest takeaway was the $10 million bonus Patrick put on the table. That was my biggest takeaway. Our CEO just put together a challenge for those of you that wants to grow your business 125%. If you're a vice president with inside a company, and you grow your biz by 125%, you can partake of a pool, a bonus that's on the table right now, totaling $10 million.
So can I tell you something? So I'm explaining the bonus yesterday to some of our guys over here at the office, right? This is what people don't understand about PHP. You think that PHP is just having a contract level or becoming a marketing director? Guys, I'm explaining this to one of our guys yesterday. You know what's the bonus that one of my guys can get? I have it written down behind me.
Yeah.
$250,000.
That's right.
Direct deposit bonus to one of my guys. And another one, I can give out 175. The other one, I can give 100,000. Just bonuses.
Here's a bonuses to our top 3 guys once we cross 125% in growth in our vice president organization. Number one, let's start with number 3. The number 3 guy in my organization can earn a bonus. By the way, what's cool about this bonus? It's not coming from our pocket.
That's right.
This bonus is coming from the company's pocket, but we got to do our part by growing 125%. Number 3 guy will earn a bonus next year by growing 125%, $108,750. $108,000 bonus. Number two, $163,000 bonus. 163. Number one gets a $271,000 bonus. So in other words, we can build a sales force by building our guys, but guess where the bonus comes from? Doesn't come from our pocket, it comes from PHP.
And we're gonna make sure we want, you know what I want this year? You know how Patrick was talking about the what he wants. I was telling my team what I want for this year. I want to have many millionaires. I think that this year we can promote at least 3 to 4 millionaires, meaning 3 to 4 people who make $1 million. I think that we can do it in our team. Obviously, as a company, I think that we're gonna have in the company maybe about 20, 25 people who are gonna make $1 million. I don't know. I'm speculating, right? How many millionaires we're gonna have this year?
What's your team's theme name for WTP? What's your theme? Year of what?
The campaign?
Yeah.
My campaign name is that you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. WTP, the future of PHP. I'm always, I'm gonna do it.
I override that.
Yeah.
In dividends.
That's right. That's another benefit of it. And this is the company offers equity. The offers equity, meaning you can become owner of the company. Yeah. That is one of the, you imagine somebody being part of Facebook when Facebook got started. Imagine you being part of I was reading this story. This is not a story that I was not reading. It's a video about Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett tells, I'm going to see if I can YouTube it. I can find it. Yep. Warren Buffett telling the story for a furniture store that he bought. This immigrant lady from Russia, she came from Russia, started the furniture store, okay? And he bought the company for $60 million. And furniture. You know something, Warren Buffett, one of the advice that he says is, guys, to become a multimillionaire, don't think that you need to create the next artificial intelligence.
Yeah, right.
Don't think that you need to be the next Elon Musk. You can become a multimillionaire in furniture. Meaning you can become a multimillionaire selling life insurance.
It's interesting because you just mentioned that. And right here in Dallas, there's a furniture store called Nebraska Furniture Mart. Remember last year we drove at Andretti's?
Yes.
Remember, right?
Yes,
so right next to it is Nebraska Furniture Mart. And it's this huge complex. It's huge. It's massive. They sell furniture. And obviously Warren Buffett owns it. And it may not be the story from you, maybe another furniture store, but this furniture mart was founded in 1937 by Rose Blumkin in Omaha, Nebraska. And she borrowed $500 to start her furniture business. $500, wow. 5 locations today, 85 years ago. So, and I'm glad you mentioned that. What I want to talk about in this story today too, as well, in this podcast today, we're going to go over a special video. Rodolfo has been talking about our MD kickoff meeting, and we have a video that we'd love to share with you about that experience. And Rodolfo and I have never seen this before. Mm-hmm. And we're going to watch this. We're going to react to it about our MD kickoff meeting. We'll go play by play. We'll stop, we'll pause, we'll comment. And we'd love for you guys to comment as watching this live and what you feel about what our environment of selling life insurance is in today's age, why our vision to grow to 500,000 licensed agents by 2029, why that is something that we're absolutely serious about, to be the largest, biggest FMO the world has ever seen. And we're going to be talking about some unique things that's happening in our local offices. Rodolfo, you talking about something that happened in your office last night. I'll talk about something that happened in my office last night in Dallas.
I will.
It's some of the unique conversation we're having to kick this off. So I also want to ask you too, Rodolfo, because a question I posed at the MD kickoff was, what do you think is harder to make? And maybe some of you guys watch this podcast where I start thinking about it too as well. What's harder to make? Your first $100,000 or making your first $1 million? Something to be thinking about. And Rodolfo, I'd love to pick your brain on what you think is harder here as we evolve this podcast throughout this episode 33. So Rodolfo, shall we watch this video?
Let's go. Let's see it.
All right. Let's watch this video here. Let's see. Let me share my screen. All right. By the way, guys, we've not seen this before. So we're all watching this together for the very first time. So let's check this out. Happy New Year 2022 in the house, baby. Did you see the side of this building? Did you see the side of this building? Imprint on Dallas, baby. Okay, let's stop there. On the Omni Hotel at night was lit up, the PHP logo on the side of the Omni Hotel, which you can see from the highway. The imprint of PHP was all over Dallas this past weekend. Rodolfo, what were your thoughts when you saw that?
I dream about stuff like that. You need to know that. I dream about stuff like that. Imagine that. By the way, one day we're gonna own our own hotel, and we're gonna have it like that all the time. We're gonna have hotel PHP. Why don't we buy the Omni hotel? We should buy it. PHP hotel. How about that?
We got, it's by the way, our CEO's got a crazy, hanging out with our CEO founder, Patrick, but he put some crazy thoughts in our heads because we're at the Breakers Hotel in Palm Beach, which is approximately a $60 billion, would you say a $60 billion hotel? Somewhere on that.
Maybe about 500 million.
Or I'm sorry, 600 million, somewhere in there?
Yes, 600 million, yes.
And he actually broke down the financing of that hotel. And the way we looked at it, like, oh, that's how you buy a hotel. That's all we need to come up with. That's all we need to come up with. So, and by the way, Rodolfo, don't we pack in hotels? If there's one thing we do well, pack hotels.
We have no problem. Another hotel that we could buy is MGM Grand. Because we're doing events. We're gonna do another event over there with 20,000 people. We might want to buy it.
Might as well.
I dream about that stuff. So imagine when you get to MGM, instead of seeing the lion, you see a statue of all the owners of the company. How about
It's
that?
ours. I mean, they already got the right animal in the front, which is the lion. That's kind of like if you guys have a culture book.
Mascot of PHP. Yeah,
it's our culture book. The lion kind of is our animal. All right, let's continue watching this. Let's baby.
Getting ready for 2022 PHP MD kickoff.
We have a lot of meetings in 2021, but there's one meeting that kicks off the entire year. Last year's was out of control. This year is going to be insane.
Ready?
Look at Rodolfo.
Ready. These guys, we call it MD kickoff.
1, 2, 3.
So, bro, what did it feel like for you, man? Former security guard, immigrant from El Salvador. Now you're kicking off a meeting on behalf of the company on our stage.
I used to get paid, before and after, right? I used to get paid $17,000 a year. I got paid a couple months ago, $300,000 in a month. This thing is change life. Change life. So yeah, we're breaking. And by the way, these are main players. People think this is the entire company. No, this is not the entire company. These are main players, marketing directors, main players of the company. By the way, that's the name of the year. This year, PHP call it the year of the dominator.
Yep.
We're looking for dominators. That's what we're looking.
And before we even realized this, Shane and I, we came up with a theme for our team. Your WTP is the future PHP. Ours was the year of domination.
Oh, wow.
So it kind of like went side by side with Pete. And we had zero clue to be the year of the dominator. So
you're aligned.
That's it, aligned, thinking the right way. And Rodolfo, you made a good point. This is not our entire company. People come to our conference, people come to this and they think this is your entire conference. This is our company's entire conference.
No. Each of those guys, they run their own agencies.
Yeah. With
hundreds of agents. Some of them thousands.
That's right. It's a good group to be around. Yep. Let's continue.
To Daytona. What is it to Daytona? Base shop.
That's Boris Manokin. We had him on a podcast a couple years ago. He has been on fire, brother, the last 6 months. Giving Suazo a run for his money. Giving Suazo a run for his money. And he told Suazo that because of his lack of performance the last 6 months, he says, you haven't gotten your passport yet back from our company trip from Aruba.
So Boris used to be a truck driver, 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
So he's a very rough profession. And we paid him last month, shy of $70,000 is what Boris got paid last month. 70. He goes crazy. This is not points. This is direct deposit. I met Boris because I knew his brother from El Salvador. His brother was one of my best friends in El Salvador. His brother come and visit Houston. He says, hey, I'm over here in Houston. Where are you at? I'm in Twin Peaks. It's a restaurant, right? That people after church they go to Twin Peaks. He says, okay, so let me go there. So I go there. He says, let me introduce you to my brother. And I met Boris at Twin Peaks. Okay. That's the way that I met Boris. 40 years later, he got started in the business. Now Boris last month got paid $70,000 last month.
Crazy. Crazy, Boris and Flor. Keep up the great work. By the way, I think it's good. It's turning into a legendary rivalry between Marroquins, Flor and Boris, and Jasmine and El Suazo.
Yeah.
These guys keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And by the way, I think the relationship is getting tighter and tighter. Just like you and I, we keep going back and forth. Guys, we keep going back and forth. That's why the top is so tight. No games.
Yep.
By the way, let's go back here real quick. Let's go back to these ladies. Sable and Ruben Ote. Sable represented the United States of America in Pyeongchang, Korea. She's a bobsledder. She was a track star and became a bobsledder. And her husband there is Ruben Ote, Navy veteran. Out of Memphis, they were high school sweethearts. And now just crushing an income, crossing over $200,000 in income, about to get their $250,000 income. They just got promoted to senior vice president, expecting a baby. A lot of great things are happening for their life. And
would you say that was one of the most emotional moments?
It was. It was. Because Ruben looks up a lot to his mom. And as much charity work and nonprofit work with the master's degrees, says only after 20, 30 years has my mother now started making $100,000 a year. And here with PHP Agency, not only do we make $100,000, we're crossing $200,000 in income in just a few years here at PHP Agency. What a phenomenal story. And then our good friends here, Marlene and Jose Gaitan, they have the widest and biggest leg right now with inside PHP. So there's a lot of competition going on there with this leg. So Rodolfo, you've worked with them for a while. Rodolfo, you've worked with Jose and Marlene. What's it been like for you to see them in 2009? This past decade, we're getting to the 2020s here. What's it been like to have you see them grow as now getting married, having children? What's it like been for you as your friend?
So the name of their team is called TGA, the Great Awakening. And I remember Jose, when he was a newly promoted marketing director. And I remember Jose, the name of his team was the Gaitan Dynasty, because that's his last name, right? Gaitan, and I remember when he changed his name from Gaitan Dynasty to TGA, the Great Awakening, and he went to, I believe that they have a goal to bring on board 5,000 people in a month. That's one of the major goals that they have this year. They have a massive organization with a ton of marketing directors. There are 7-figure income earners. I believe that they are great players in the industry. I think so. They have in their team, they have a Ricky Aguilar that is also, they have millionaires in their team as well.
Yeah.
So I saw them from a newly promoted MD to now be making 7 figures and promoting other people to make 7 figures. And also they work as a family too, because Marlene's sister and brother is in the business as well. And they're millionaires. So no, man, total respect to them.
Looking forward to what TGA will unfold here and unleash in 2022. Let's go. Right here. You're entertained by them, huh, Rodolfo?
I'm entertained. Somebody called me out probably.
So this is Iris and Enoch Santiago out of my office in Oak Brook. They just got married this past year during the summertime, had a kid together. Iris I've known since she was 23 years old. Humble Park, Chicago, Illinois, bad neighborhood, rough neighborhood, both of them. Enoch, the one wearing the green fleece, he used to work at TSA. Last month, they made $66,000.
Wow.
66 grand. And right now, they're just on a come up with inside our Oak Brook operation. And Oak Brook operation, my former, my original headquarters, not my former, because I still have a lease there. They're helping run this headquarters in Oak Brook. And they're starting to become the face of that operation in Oak Brook. Iris and Enoch Santiago. They're the ones on my team right now looking to eat up this $270,000 bonus that we've been talking about.
I see. Can I tell you something about them?
Yeah.
I see the transformation. I see the transformation. I think they're gonna be giants in the industry. I believe so.
You got that eye of the tiger, man. You got that eye. You got that look.
Yep.
You accept. You accept. You accept.
Okay, that's Pelayo. We were just talking about Pelayo. Right there. Pelayo just got married. He just got married together.
Daniela, his wife.
Yeah. Daniela, 100%, bro.
They are determined to this year. They did something very special last year. What they did was they run what we call a million point base shop, but they have 7 other people who also run a million point base shop in their team. So very special what they did. There is another 7-figure income earner. And by George is younger than me. George, I believe he is 35 years old, 35, 36 years old. So imagine that.
George right now has arguably the most valuable code number in the entire company.
Wow.
Valuable code number in the entire company. You know, he's got a lot of key leaders in his organization. He's got you as part of Unity. So most valuable code number right now in PHP.
So glad to be up here.
Personal threat. Proof. Paybacks. Pay points.
Okay, so there's this rivalry going right now. Like Flo and Boris and Suazos. What do you think about this matchup between?
Oh, that's it. What we call it, heavyweight. Heavyweight.
It's a heavyweight shot.
Ricky versus Hart.
Yeah.
That's heavyweight. Yeah, heavyweight. No, that match is gonna be pay-per-view. That's gonna be really good.
Pay points.
I think this is it. I think this is what I do.
Now, Ricky's turn.
For the first time in my career that there was this time, I never really broke down because
Just so you know, for everybody who's watching, he wasn't getting a wedgie. He was making an analogy about everybody trying to hold people from what they want to do. That was a pretty specific analogy in terms of holding people down there. So don't think that Ricky is giving Zaldo a wedgie. Okay. Okay.
And it's very emotional. Every time I hear the story, it's like, man.
Which story were you referring to? Remember, Rodolfo, what you were referring to in that conversation?
I think I was talking about I believe so. I was talking about the dinner that I had with Patrick over there in Montana. It was very emotional, that part when you know what's interesting about Patrick. I can talk so many good things about him. We work together with him. Patrick never compromises standards. Our CEO. You might be another CEOs. I don't want to talk about other CEOs, but one thing I talk about Patrick but David, he doesn't compromise the standards. Whether you are celebrating Christmas, whether you are in a party, whether you're in business, whether you are in church, he never compromises his standards, not even with his own family.
That's it. Standards are the standards. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Oh, okay. Yo, don't mess with Puerto Rican.
Yeah, that's
Talk to us about Puerto Rico, brother.
Well, I met Ricardo through a message on Facebook, okay? And Ricardo told me that he was serious about coming to PHP after watching a video on YouTube. And he reached out to say, okay, are you serious? And I tell him, okay, if you're serious, you need to fly. And he flew to the US. We met in this Cuban restaurant. And since then, history. He's a SVP that has an SVP. He has six $250,000 earners in Puerto Rico. There are 250. It's Ricardo, Roger, Gabriel, Alberto Davila. No, there is 4 and another 2 that are about to hit 250,000. They run a big organization over there in Puerto Rico. His name is Ricardo Lopez.
Love it. And pretty much he's the, what's his title? The mayor of Puerto Rico?
The mayor of Puerto Rico. He might be the next prime minister over there in Puerto Rico. I don't know how to call it, the mayor. El alcalde. He might be a big influence. He has a lot of influence. He is a leader with vision.
That's it.
I know, but in the books.
Only you know what that face means, Matt.
My wife's face. Hold on. We got to rewind it. 1 second. This is a meme. This is a meme.
Oh, but in the books, in the system.
One more time. One more time. All right. There's my wifey right there. Hold on. Hold on.
I know, but in the books, in the system. Okay, in the system.
What was Ricardo saying over there? Who are he talking about?
He's talking about placement.
To Ricky? To Ricky? He was
yeah.
talking to Ricky. Yeah.
Yeah. He's talking about placement in the books. But I don't think this here was directed to Ricardo. It's just Sheena in general. That's Sheena's look in general when she hears things, and she knows it's just talk, and she knows that person, whoever's saying it, not Ricardo, but whoever's saying it, she doesn't believe them. That's the look she gives. Babe, if you're watching this is a meme. This is a meme right here. This is a GIF at the very least.
In the system. Okay, in the system.
I want to make sure that this year, anybody who even thinks and dares to call us out will think twice about it.
This portion.
Yeah, my wife was pretty adamant. By the way, you got to feel that way too as a competitor, man. If you dare to call me out, I mean, you got to feel that way too as well, Rodolfo.
I love to work with people who compete. I love it. The good thing about you guys is you guys are not sensitive. Like, we can call it up. We're going to get to work. We're going to compete. That's part of the culture.
Yeah.
I love to be working with people. It's so exciting to be working with people who are competitive. I love it.
Yeah, we're just here to.
You know I'm going to compete too. You know I'm going to compete.
Was that, brother?
You know I'm going to compete as well.
Of
We're gonna
course.
compete. I love it.
Of course. And by the way, Rodolfo, Patrick was doing a quick exercise. He's like, I size people up, like couples to couples. Like, I see if the wife can take on the other wife. Who wins?
Yes.
I can see if the husband can take on the husband. Who wins? Right? Can one of the couples take out two of the couples, or just one want to hang back? So there's a lot of couples with inside PHP. If you're looking to build a business alongside a spouse, a partner in your life, a sibling, a mom and dad that you want to build a business with, this is an environment for you guys to join forces together and compete together as a family. Which, by the way, Rodolfo, the conversation between you and your brother Marcelo, Marcelo years ago was just your brother.
Yep.
And when everybody heard Marcelo, what everybody used to say? Oh my gosh, he sounds just like Rodolfo. We have the same mannerism like Rodolfo. But you know what they're saying now? That's not Rodolfo's brother. That's Marcelo.
He has built his own identity. He has built his own identity. But you know what's another thing about Sheena speaking over there is you don't compete against your wife. You compete with your wife against. You're working as a family. You're working as a team. That's exciting too. Working as a family. I work with my brother. We compete with my brother, and I will stay united, because remember, we compete, but we stay united.
Yeah.
This is not like we compete, but we're gonna stay united. That's what I wanted to tell you.
And there's no games. There's no games. There's no manipulation. And as soon as we sense games of manipulation, you're kind of like on the outs with us.
Correct.
Anybody who even thinks and dares to call us out will think twice about it.
This portion, a little short, might sting a little bit.
1 million was what? If you remember, it was 1 million if you grew.
Okay, so Patrick's talking about the bonuses now. Let's check this out.
At 75%. 2 million, it was if you grew at 100%.
Look on people's faces.
Let's continue. Who's next? This is nerve-wracking here. Palayo 790.
So that's the bonus that Pelayo is getting, right? 798? No, 678 or what? No, 798 is Pelayo. I am that one, the 1,077,000.
Correct. You're the top line. Pelayo's the second
Can
line.
you go a little bit? Can you go a little bit back? So let's see it. Name a little bit back. There you go. Pelayo can get a bonus of $798,000. And Vargas can get a 1,077,000. And then it's you.
Vargas, Pelayo, boom, bonus. are you, man? The kid with the money's on table.
I'm going to beat Ricky and Erica, and I'm going to beat Hearts to board council and promote more.
By the way, when people look at you and they say, I'm going to beat you, I'm going to beat you, I'm going to beat you. This is what makes PHP special, is our competitive environment. Can you, by the way, I realized too, Rodolfo, at the after party, you guys are very good karaoke singers.
Do we have video about that or no? Let's see. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Bro, we're gonna have to look in our archives for that, but I'm sure you're going on Instagram and find it. Oh, by the way, that was Gaines getting congratulated.
Oh, there you go. After party. Go ahead.
After party. Yep. Everybody's standing up for Gaines because Gaines that day officially crossed $1 million. Is $1 million base shop builder.
Right at that minute. Remember, right at that minute, because we have a software called Bamboo that it changes the leaderboard 30,000 times a day. Immediately it keeps changing.
Other companies, their software changes every couple of days. Ours changes how many times a day?
30,000 every 3 seconds. How about that?
Keeps everybody on their toes. That's why a lot of guys from other insurance companies, they look at us like, what are you guys doing? Because it's most people that have an insurance license, what they want to do, they want to sell a policy a week and call it a day. They want to sell a policy, want to call it a day. And they want to sell a big policy, right? That's why we like to attract people who are just not bought by money, that they have a greater and bigger vision than just saying 1 or 2 policies, which, by the way, there's room for you. If you just want to make $1,000, $2,000 a month, your part-time, plenty of room for people like that. But if you want to be at the top of the top, you want to be at a $500,000 income, $1 million income, we're starting making money like Rodolfo and Ceci Vargas are making $1 million income earners. We got to start thinking a little bit bigger than just making $100,000 a year. Here's a kickoff party. The whole spot was ours, man.
Good.
We had a DJ and everything, man. The whole thing. Let's see. I wonder if there is I got to go to our Instagram and see if there's any video of you. Is it on your profile?
I hope that you don't. No, I don't have any video from me singing.
You're in the middle of your zone, bro.
I have 0 video of me singing La Vida Loca. Okay, I have 0 video. 0.
What's that song you guys have?
Yeah, that song. Yes. It's called Acereje. That's what it's the name of the song.
Acereje, right?
This is girls went crazy with that song.
So here's what I want to do too, guys. I want to make sure that we serve you too as well, because both Rodolfo and I are here. One of the most favorite parts of our podcast when we open up to you guys. What questions do you have? What questions do you have in terms of starting your new year? What questions do you have? If you're part of the PHP family, you're not part of the PHP family. What questions do you have? Put it in the live chat, and we'll look at the live chat. We'll monitor it, and we'll answer some of your questions on this podcast here. In the meantime, can I read you something? Please.
So I got this book, right? We talk about this book.
Love this book
because I've never read it. And the book, I learned about this book because Patrick David's son, we call him Tico, his name is Patrick Jr. Tico, he read this book and he was telling us the story about this book, okay? And it's a story, it's called The Richest Man Who Ever Lived. And it talks about King Solomon and the importance of reading the Proverbs. Let me tell you how the book starts, okay? And I got the chills the moment I read the first chapter. It says like this, and let me tell you why it has to do everything with our business, with our company. Imagine going from below average wage to a personal income of more than $600,000 per month. Imagine losing 9 jobs in your first 6 years after college, and then on your 10th job, building more than a dozen multi-million-dollar businesses from scratch, achieving sales of billions of dollars. Imagine doing all of this by following specific steps taught by Solomon in the Old Testament book of Proverbs. In a nutshell, that is my personal story. Now think about it. Before, earn less than half of the income that the average American wage earner. You know what I used to make working at Sears? $17,000. That's what I used to get paid.
Yes.
Income after rose from making $18,000 a year to more than $7 million. So I read that and I said, guess what I said? That's me. That's what I said. Because I want to do that. I believe that this year, somebody in PHP is going to make $1 million in a month.
Yep. And the way you calculate the bonus this time next year, that will happen.
Yep. It could be anybody, man.
Yep.
It could be anybody.
Yep.
It could be you, that you're military background. It could be, I used to work at Sears. It could be anybody. It could be anybody. You know what's beautiful about this business? You can literally have no background, no idea about selling, no idea about anything, nothing, zero. Be an immigrant just like me, or be military background just like you, from the Philippines, your parents, and become a multimillionaire. That's insane.
Crazy times. That's it. And oftentimes people think that you need, fancy degrees and fancy education. And, quite frankly, you don't. And, we had crazy experiences right before the MD kickoff. I want to share this picture here. Because when I lived in Chicago, I'm a diehard Bears fan. And I think I can, in 20 plus years, I think I've only been to a couple games live in person to watch live. And one of those games was during a year where they were on strike. So it wasn't even the real players on that team. But this year, PHP takes us again for the second year in a row to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. In a suite. We're sitting in a suite watching the Cowboys sadly lose to the Arizona Cardinals. And by the way, last time we were there was 2019. That's why we got the 19 jersey, because we were trainers there 2019. And everybody that was a trainer, you got a jersey. Vargas, you got a jersey.
Yes.
And to be able to see this, and of course, this is Tigran taking a selfie, because Tigran, take us a picture. So he's taking a picture. Our backs are turned in, and he takes a selfie. So thank you, Teagues. Much appreciated. But in that same field, earlier this year, we were able to play there because that was where our after party was. So not only do we get to watch the game, we get to play on the field. And we were able to interview Bo Jackson, arguably the fastest 40-yard dash in the history of the 40-yard dash, 4.17 second 40-yard dash. Just being able to do these things with the company. I would never in a million years ever think of having this type of vision. And one thing for sure here at PHP Agency, when you perform and you do your part, the company will treat you like royalty. They'll treat you like royalty.
I try to explain that to people, Matt. Go ahead, Matt. You had a
I was about to say, Rodolfo, give us some of royal treatments. That,
I will, but I want to comment on what you're saying, okay? Or your life. Can I comment on your life? You allow me to comment on your life,
sure, okay.
Mr. Sapaula?
You got it, brother.
Jim Rohn says something about this, and this is directly, if you want to call it a shot to the traditional industry, it is a shot to the traditional industry, okay? Or anybody. Jim Rohn call it like this. Jim Rohn says, you can make money, but you might not have class. Watch this. Meaning, you make money, Sapaula, but it's not only about making money. It's about associations.
Yeah.
It's about the experiences. It's Jim Rohn always talk about, yeah, you can fly, because over there, at that time, they used to fly in the Concorde. You know the Concorde, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the airplane that has that hook.
Correct. So he said, you can fly, but I fly in the Concorde, he used to say. So he fly in class. So anybody can go to the game, but this company gets you in a class. You go in the owner's box. So let me tell you things that I'm not going to tell you from the past, we've done together, we've done Dubai, Costa Rica. We've done Europe, but guess what? So I took my brother to, my brother was over there in the box, owner's box, to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But guess where am I taking my brother in February?
You're going to the damn, you're talking about his trip or your trip?
No, I'm taking my brother to the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, right.
We're going to the Super Bowl. And guess what we're going to in December? We're going to the World Cup.
Qatar.
Which I'm not paying for it. The company's paying for it because they did a contest. So it's not only about, yes, we sell policies, but for everybody who's listening, it's more than that. You know what I mean? It's about, Jim Rohn used to call it, it's his class. Make sense? So you, Matt, the company, is you win with class. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's what the company does.
Yep. And when we're looking at life insurance in general, you know, I want to break this down here real quick. In Insurance Newsnet magazine, because I think there's a pretty interesting article about there in what we sell. Life insurance, the financial offense versus the financial defense, or the products and services that we sell. So financial security is a foundation for a good life, knowing one's family is protected, etc. We all know that. That's what life insurance does. But to start building a foundation, it's important to figure out your client's risk tolerance and their portfolio. I think one of the hardest parts when people start trying to put money away, they get so distracted about what to put their money into, and they forget about the foundation. They forget about what's supposed to be. People get so confused about Bitcoin and NFTs and sports cards and stocks, bonds, music, S&P, blah, blah, blah. The first foundation of building your financial house, and what we do is we help people establish this. So so that's one part, is financial offense. Financial defense, because sometimes life doesn't go as planned for example, last couple of years. So life insurance can used to be played to pay defense to protect families from potential unexpected events. We heard that last week. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this magazine called Insurance Newsnet magazine, because it keeps you up to date on what's going on in the insurance industry. Therefore, you can build your business on a solid entrepreneurial foundation. And so let's take a look at some of the comments here, because I know there's some questions that started coming out. How do you, so Miriam Rivera says, how do you instill competition into somebody? Rodolfo, how do you instill competition into somebody? This is from Miriam Rivera.
I like to, competition is not being combative. Everybody's competitive. Everybody, but it's not being combative. The way that I explain competition is, listen, start with competition within yourself. Start competing, start improving your numbers. But it's fun to start competing with somebody too. It's fun because the other person is also pushing you. Right now I'm going to the gym. 6 a.m. We go with Marcelo, we go with Payman, we go with Patrick, we go with Perry. And we go with the guys, okay? And today we did legs. So
that's the best.
So we do these, we do the series where we do deadlift, we do regular press, we do all that kind of stuff. Squats. And then we go and do this one, the one that you sit down and you go.
Leg extensions.
Yes, leg extensions and extensions. And my routine is you need to do 10, 10, 10. So you do 30, but you need to be adding weight.
Good.
And man, it's like when you're seeing somebody like, man, that guy is kicking my butt. You say, I want to do more. It's so nice to go with somebody to the gym. When you go by yourself, who cares? Who cares if I only do 20 instead of 30?
Yep.
It's only you. Yeah, you're beating your partner best, but when you have somebody next to you and you're watching the other person, you want to do more, and the other person is watching you as well. I mean, competition is great. Competition will help you improve, and everything is competition. Everything is competitive. Everybody's, if you're not competing, right now in the marketplace, you're going to be eating alive. You know what's the last thing I tell you about competition? It's about improving.
Yep.
If you're not improving, the competition, the person that is not improving, somebody's going to eat them alive. The key is to keep improving, keep reading, keep improving.
That's it, Rodolfo Vargas. So I hope that answered your question, Miriam Rivera. If you got more questions, put it in the live chat, and we'll fire away with our answers. Ari Khan says, how do you build an initial team? How do you build an initial team? Well, I start with 5 guys. Okay. I start with 5.
But not the burgers, right? Not the burgers.
Not the 5 guys burgers. Correct. I started with one was a financial advisor. Another guy did loans. Another was a business consultant. Another one did health insurance. Another one did compliance at the bank. You know what happened to them next week? They all quit. They all quit. Rodolfo, have you ever had people quit on you?
Never.
You're perfect. What? By the way, Rodolfo also walks on water.
Walks on water. Of course, I have people. But this is the regular. It's normal. That's the reason why we keep looking for people. But go ahead.
Any corporation goes through that. Even if you're paying people a salary, I can't tell you how many times I've paid people a salary work on my YouTube channel, and we're paying them a salary, and next thing you know, they quit after 2 weeks. It wasn't for them, but we're paying them.
Right now, the gyms are full of people. I'm one of those, okay? But I'm gonna keep going, okay?
Keep going.
The gyms are full of people. I saw Paul Steiner. I don't know if I pronounced the last one. He posted.
Of course.
He posted. I'm leaving the gym because it's so full of people. So many people. You cannot use the machines. My answer to him will be, don't worry about it. By February, they're gonna be empty again. So it's shout out to Paul, by the way, who was helping us.
Paul's jacked, man.
The point is, people quit everything. People quit the gym. People quit their spouses. People quit everything. People quit insurance. People quit everything.
Yeah.
It's a habit. I have this guy. He comes talk to me. He says, I'm quitting. And what's your other option? Why you quit? What's your alternative?
Yep.
If you quit this, you're gonna quit the other one, and the other one, and the other one. It becomes a habit.
Yep.
Imagine the example that you're giving your family to your kid or to your kids. So quitting becomes a habit too.
And that's why your family members don't listen to you, because whatever you get involved in, it's only a matter of time before you start quitting again. Oh, he's doing this, quit. Oh, doing this. What? Here's the look they give you. What now? Again? What now? What happened to the other thing you were doing? What happened to this? What happened to that? And if you've established that habit in your family, this is a new year, 2022, make that your resolution, that whatever you say you're going to do, you do. I'll give you an example. At the beginning of the year, we said, PBD, we're going to do this, this, that. We call it our OKRs, our objectives and key results of 2021. We promised to deliver 16 marketing director promotion. We delivered 67. We promised we deliver 10 million point base shops. We promised we deliver 10 senior vice presidents. Well, unofficially, we have another 2 senior vice president promotions, which would be unofficially 8. So 80% of our commitment has been met. Now, in terms of million point base shop builders, 100% of that commission of that was met, because unofficially, or actually officially this morning, Vic and Anna Landor and Elgin and Benny Williams are now official million point base shop builders of 2021. So that is met. So we met 99.5% of our commitment. So make promises that you feel and you fight to come through. Now, is it going to be perfect every second time? Probably not. There's been many times we had a declaration and we fell short, and you feel like crap because you didn't come through your commitment. Rodolfo, have you ever declared a commitment and you fell short? You felt crap about it, but you made sure the next time around you strengthen up and you make sure you came through a commitment, right?
That's the key. The key is to stand up and fight again. I was talking to this guy, and this guy looked like, here's the person that, stop giving up. Why are you giving up? Stand up. Stand up for your family. Stand up for your future. But it is what it is. It's not a habit being built right now on people, I think. You know what I mean? You know what I was talking to this person. Here's the best answer that you can give to somebody, whether it's a gym, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's insurance, whether it's anything. Here's the question. Have other people made it?
Yeah.
Have Johnny, if I'm talking, what about Johnny? But Johnny didn't quit. But he's a special. No, he's not. He's just quitting. That's what it is. So if other person has done it, why not you? What's the excuse? We have a mouth, we can have ears, we have eyes. God gave us talents. You can fight. The idea is to fight and not to quit like everybody else.
The saying is, have you heard the saying, Rodolfo, that knowledge is power? You heard that saying? Like you want to get your education because education is king. You want to get knowledge because knowledge is power. I've got to disagree with that, because I can't tell you how many people I've ran across with a lot of knowledge, with a lot of education, with a lot of degrees, and yet they're broke. Do you know why? Not because they didn't do their homework, not because they didn't get educated, not because they didn't find a way to acquire more knowledge, but here's what they failed to do. They failed to implement that knowledge. They failed to execute on that knowledge. And that's why MD kickoff meeting that we just established earlier, they're the qualifiers, not the entire company, people that qualified to be with numbers in production, and they wanted to make sure that they were in meetings because they need to qualify for these type of conversations to change their lives. So when here's another question too, Rodolfo. We'll finish up with this question. J Range 31 says, I'm relocating from Chicago to Dallas. Any tips on networking and prospecting in a new city? So you relocated from LA to Houston. I just relocated 5 months ago to Dallas. So how would you say that?
I'm going to give you 2 points, but I think that the answer is yours. That's you, man. From Chicago to Dallas, that's you. But I'm going to give you, become the mayor of your city, shake the most hands. And number 2, build a new identity. Number 1, become the mayor, go and shake the hands with everybody. Sanitize your hands, yes. Obviously, or fist bumps.
Yep.
And then build a new identity. You're in a new city, you need to become a new you. That's my advice to you. Matt, that's the answer is for you.
For sure. And I just want to unpack for being a mayor city. What I did as an example of that is I chose 3 cigar lounges, 3 gyms, 3 churches, 3 restaurants. And why these? Because these are the areas I go to the most. Okay. And by the way, I'm going to hold it down to 1 church. I'm still trying to find the best home church for us here in Dallas. I've got 3 of them. We've selected it down. And one of these days I'll reveal it, but I'm selecting 3 churches because I want to see if the pastor and the other pastors and the deacons are also playing offense in terms of growing the ministry. Because I need to associate with people who are leading in their industry, in their niche. And I believe that also has to do with your spiritual growth too as well. I want to play offense with people who are going spiritually in a very advanced forward way. Okay. So what I did is I found 3 restaurants, which is a restaurant you actually exposed me to, Rodolfo, in Houston, which is called Gloria's. I love Gloria's. Not only pupusas, but they also have great steak and rice. And on Friday and Saturday nights, turns into a salsa spot. Okay.
That's right.
Number 2 is a spot called Meso Maya, another Mexican, another Latino food.
I know Meso Maya.
Meso Maya, right? And number 3 is a place called Neighborhood Services, which is a restaurant that Patrick always took us to. He loves neighborhood services. It's a restaurant, not utilities. It's a restaurant. And what I do is I like to get to know the host. I like to get to know the top server. I ask the host to sit me in the top servers section. When I get in the top server section, I tip them 30%. Who tips 30%? Everybody tips 15, if at all. I tip 30%. Here's why. Because I want that server to start talking to other servers about me. And next time I come to the restaurant, I want them to say, oh, that's the guy. That's the guy. He tips 30%. He tips 30%. And when the word gets out, guess who else gets the word? The manager. The manager gets the word. And so after a while, people start recognizing, yay, and by this tip, it's an extra marketing expense for me. That's all it is, marketing. Because I want my reputation to be spread around by word of mouth. I'm a generous guy. I'm always bringing clients and customers. I'm bringing my family there. I'm an up and up guy. I'm not one of those weird guys in the insurance business. I'm not one of those weird guys in the network marketing field. I'm an entrepreneur that actually tips money. Okay. And I want them to remember me. Same thing too with the gyms. Whoever's working in the gym, I'm always making jokes with the trainers. I go to the churches. I'm always talking to the different pastors. I go to these different spots. I want to be memorable. So therefore the word of mouth goes out. I go to these cigar lounges. And it was at the cigar lounge. I got people always around me. I'm always coaching, teaching, mentoring folks. And I want the manager to say, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? And I want other members of the cigar lounge asking, what do you do? What do you do? After a while, word starts getting out. You become a mayor of your city that way. By the way, I love that tip, Rodolfo, becoming a mayor of your city, because then the word starts getting around about you. That's how you start friendship farming, and people start getting to know you because you become memorable. And always be the type of person that pays your bills. Okay, always be the type of person that pays your bills. Don't be the type of person that's cheap and you don't pay people on time. And by the way, that deals with employees that even quit on you. There's not one person, there's not one vendor I've done business with that haven't paid their bill in full. And there's not one employee that we give them the final check and we let them go gently. With the 2 people that decided to find other jobs out of our social media team, I said, listen, so-and-so and so-and-so, I appreciate you being on a 7-figure squad team. Here's your last check. And if things change, please give us a call. Always leave people with grace. So Rodolfo, as we wrap up, bro, any final thoughts before we go off into this year of 2022?
I do. And a specific advice. So everybody listening, whoever listening live or whoever going to listen later, specific advice, pick for the next 3 months, one topic that you're going to be learning. Meaning, are you going to be learning about money? Buy all the books that you can about money. You want to learn about negotiations? Buy all the books about negotiations. You want to learn about conflict management? Go and buy all the books about conflict management. You want to learn about sales? Whatever you want to learn the next 3 months, make sure that this 2022 becomes the best year of your self-development. We have a commitment this year. We committed to how many books we're going to be reading this year. And I gave a commitment, 48 books I'm going to be reading this year.
Nice.
And I want everybody to pick right now, today, go pick a topic and go and buy all the books that you can for the next 3 months. And I promise you, your mind, you're going to speak different. Your self-confidence is going to go to the next level. That's my advice to you. And I cannot wait to be working with you. And I cannot wait to get to know you. If you're already in PHP, great job. You're in the #1 company in the world. If you're not in PHP, I look forward to hearing from you. So Matt, final thoughts to you.
Yes. And by the way, if you guys are in the Houston area, Puerto Rico, Florida, make sure you hit up my friend Rodolfo Vargas at Rodolfo Vargas Oficial. Make sure you follow his Instagram account. My last thing is something I posted on my Instagram a couple of weeks ago, right before the new year, because Patrick said 3 things. Big vision brings unexpected obstacles. Big goals brings unexpected enemies. Big dreams brings unexpected setbacks. And so I thought about that, smoked a cigar, thought about that, and I added these 3 things. Big dreams require bigger commitments. Big goals require bigger determination. Big vision requires you to overcome bigger distractions because, my friends, if your goals are big and huge and humongous, you have to anticipate that things in this world, sadly, don't want you to have those things. They want to challenge you to see how bad you really want it. And my last thoughts for you guys, whatever your goal, whatever your resolution was, make sure you stick with it. Most people won't. And I hope that you guys, when you stick with it, that your dreams come true in 2022. If you haven't done so already, make sure you click like and follow this video, episode 33 of the PHP podcast with my co-host here, Rodolfo Vargas out of Houston, Texas. And if you've done so already, make sure you click subscribe and you share this with your team. You share those people that are thinking about getting involved in entrepreneurship in the insurance industry. You share this video with them. We're a bunch of average and ordinary kids from no-name neighborhoods. Rodolfo's from El Salvador. I'm from a little a town in Chicago called the Cicero Stickney area. And we want you to know that if guys like us and married couples like us, and we had at one point we were single too as well. If we can figure out this business, so can you. That being said, on behalf of my friend, Rodolfo Vargas, I'm your Mighty Smart Guy. And until we meet again, Happy New Year 2022. Continue to help people, continue to love people, and continue to change your lives today. Happy New Year, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.